With Invictus Week coming up next week, we have probably at least 6 ships coming out. Even past that, we have Alien Week, which brings some other stuff. And we're still getting more ship reveals. In fact, we've got another ship to add here. Hold on. We need to add the Tibbron into our ship releases list here. Is that it? There we are. All right, I need a picture of this bad boy because he's also part of the show now. Oh, that's a much better picture. We've got the Pitbull, the M80, got the Ironclad, Ironclad Assault, Hammerhead Gold Standard, the Starlite refueling ship, the Odin concept, which is probably going to be like freaking $4,000 and the Aegis Tibbron is also there. This is what we know about. How the freaking heck? I bet there's going to be something else too. After that's done, we follow up with Alien Week, getting the Gatac Railen and potentially another Gatac ship revealed or released. So let's look at what all this includes. We got a lot of updating to do on our ship tracking sheet this month. Let's dive in. First up, in the UK, the ship's team progressed with the Drake Ironclad and Ironclad Assault. Both passed their Lot 0 review and moved into the final phase. The command module was also implemented, which can be seen in the PTU on the Caterpillar. So let's update our Ironclad and Assault. So the newest update was that it passed its Lot 0 review and moved into the final phase. We know this thing is coming out next month, so we're going to mark this as an imminent release. We had it marked down as May 28th expected release, but it's actually coming earlier. It's probably going to be on the 14th, huh? It's actually going to be in the PTU next week. And then the Ironclad Assault is in the same boat. Did I do that? Yeah, the Drake command module is also here. We will include notes for this. Basically, this one's already released. So let's go ahead and say that the command module is out. And it came out with the PTU this week. Progress continued on another DefenseCon ship. The MISC Starlite passed its Lot 0 review and had multiple playtests alongside revisions to its gameplay loop, ensuring it fits for purpose ahead of its final gate review. This is one of our unknowns. This is my least favorite part of this. We have to now figure out which of these unknowns this is. So we had several that were in the Lot 0 before. This is the Tibbron for sure. We have understood this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that here. Luckily, we were pretty spot on, I think, with tracking this one the whole way through. And the release of this one is also going to be imminent. Let's see. So this was a ship that was progressing quickly to the availability of its existing brand kit that does match MISC. Passed its white box review. Received tweaks to the layout before gray box. Processed Lot 0. Team made some minor adjustments to the cockpit for a better view. For a better view. That does sound quite Starlight-like. That sounds very MISC-like. I think there's a good chance that this is our Starlight. Move through white box with the team focus on its unique hero rooms. Hero rooms sounds like a bigger ship. The 4th upcoming ship at its white box review in January flagged some issues with its main gameplay not behaving as expected. Past gameplay following minor functionality requests from director. See, the problem with this is the biggest issue with tracking the unannounced ships is every single month you don't know if unannounced ship A matches unannounced ship B from the previous report, or I guess unannounced ship A from the previous report. You never know if it's the same unannounced ship, so you could just be adding random notes to all these different stuff. Kind of a bummer. It doesn't sound right with hero rooms. I think that the Starlight is too small for that, but it is a refueling ship, and it does have a main gameplay feature that could get flagged. I think we're going to go with the unannounced ship here being the MISC Starlight. And I'm going to hope that there's something else with hero rooms coming up soon. Expected to release on... I mean, they literally told us when it's releasing, right? Monday. Last updated on May 6th. The Drake Pitbull has its final review scheduled for early May, with the team moving on to bug fixing, while further team members moved on to the Origin M80 to prepare it for the Lot 0 and final gate reviews in early May. All right, so we got a Drake Pitbull. This is going to be another one of these unannounced ships. Honestly, this could have been the one that was progressing due to its existing brand kit. Except this doesn't have an interior, does it? Minor adjustments to the cockpit. This definitely could be the Pitbull too. I don't think any of these match the Pitbull from what I'm reading. I think this is just the conclusion of us putting notes down for unreleased ships that we don't know which ship they go to. There's probably several that are mixed in here. That's making it harder to figure out if it's actually the right ship. Further team members moved on to the Origin M80 to prepare for its Lot Zero and final gate reviews in early May. Let's go ahead and put that release down. That's going to be in this note section under April's update. I guess we could say that this thing is in its Lot Zero. An unannounced ship passed its Lot Zero review and is due to have its final review in early May. QA began testing, ships fixed assorted minor issues, and downstream teams finalized some of the bespoke VFX and SFX for the ship. You know what? Hold on, what do we have releasing? Is this the Tibbron? No, Tibbron is North American. Unannounced ship. Yeah, dude, they're not actually... They're not referencing the Tibbron here. They're still calling it an unannounced ship because this came out before this video. So it just confuses things a little bit more. So they move on. I say that because they move on from DefenseCon here. Everything past here is coming after. So this I was going to say might be that extra Gatac ship, but since they're talking about it before this sentence, I kind of feel like this might be another ship coming for DefenseCon. Unless we see that somewhere else, I'm going to put this in the Tibbron's update. Successfully passed its white box and gray box reviews in March. On track for its Lot Zero review shortly. So it was getting ready for its Lot Zero review going into April, and then it passed its Lot Zero review. I think that was saying. Yeah, passed its Lot Zero review and is due for its final review in early May. So that's probably the Tibbron that they're talking about there. Now, beyond DefenseCon, the Gatac Railen moved towards its gray box review. Dude. Oh man, they're really cutting it close with that one. With the team making sure all areas of the ship are brought to the same high standard. Dude, gray box in April? I don't understand how they think this is going to come out for Alien Week. They must be busting their ass on the Gatac and the Railen this month. This is a complex ship. We've got it here. We know it's coming. But like this is arguably the most complicated ship they've ever made. Even more so, no, not more than the Hull series. I won't go that far, but it's up there. The animations that you need, the pure level of thought that they need to go through in order to make sure that this ship works.
Standard way. So the big stuff we've kept quite traditional because it makes sense to just
like they want you to be able to move your components.
Stuff, it's kind of like a component delivery system. So you choose which component you want to access. It's delivered to you. You can change out whatever it is you need to change.
Like, look at all the moving,
which isn't the standard
elevator, the doors.
Angle, so you have a very different experience of like transitioning up through the floors.
The freaking computer moves around.
Transform to sort of enable you to get through easily. So then when you're in the habitation section, you've got access to beds and lockers. You can go left and right to the turrets.
And then if that's not enough, the whole freaking outside changes shape when you land.
So what does the Railen add to Star Citizen as a whole? It really increases the diversity of spaceships, especially alien ones, because...
Ew, the Railen's a diversity hire. So, I don't know how the heck this is going from gray box last month to fully released next month, but they did say it's coming for Alien Week. So we will put it in the notes and see what happens. It's wishful thinking in my opinion. But they're the ones with the work. They're the ones with the devs. They know what's going on. And we're going to keep that for our expected release of the second week of June. Most recent update is going to be May 6th. And we're moving on. A second unannounced ship continued through the white box with more devs joining the project to help block out the interior. Okay, that makes things easy. Which unannounced ship was in white box before? Oh, that's good. None of them. Time to add a new unannounced ship, folks. And do I even know? Do I even know if this is actually a new unannounced ship or if I just got the phases of one of these older ones wrong? That is the pain of trying to do this. First update in April. A second unannounced ship continued through the white box with more devs. Wouldn't even make sense, man. It would have to be something that started white box last month, but I don't really feel like going back and looking for that. Moving on, yet another unannounced ship passed its white box review, with ships working alongside Mocop to build out and make amends to the in-game asset to suit the custom enter and exit animations. All right, I feel like that's our unannounced Gatac. Let's see. Last update we got on the unannounced Gatac was some of the team began laying the groundwork. Okay, so that means it wasn't even in white box. And in March, the UK team's final unannounced ship progressed through its white box review. Damn it. Past its white box review. Son of a f***, bro. I'm just going to have to assume this is a new ship. In North America, the ship's team continued to move an unannounced vehicle towards its gray box. Stop it with the unannounced vehicle, CIG. We got yet another one, this time from North America. I want to say I've been tracking a North American gray box ship. This is the one that we have for the North American team. They said it progressed through its white box phase last month, saw its variants blocked out to ensure there are no surprises when they go in development at a later date. Oh, we read this earlier. Passed its white box gate review in January, with the team talking feedback regarding some of the interactions with elements in the rear half. In March, an unannounced vehicle continued through the gray box phase. Minor adjustments were made to the flow to aid traversal in the rear half of the ship, and additional windows were added throughout. So North America must be working on something else, because they're literally saying that moving towards its gray box. Wait, in March moved through its gray box review. Oh, okay. Nope, this is the same ship. Cool. Pretty easy then to corroborate the North American team's work here. Whatever this is, it's got variants, and it just passed its gray box review. North American team also progressed with the Drake Kraken, having passed white box last month. The ship moved into gray box, with special attention being paid to ensuring the asset is as optimized as possible. They said, with a ship of this size, it's critical to ensure the time budget is being spent in the right places before it's too late. Dude, that is such a... Oh, that's such a voice of reason for any project, really. It's so easy to get stuck on a project and spend a lot of time on the first 50% and then finish that and only have like 10% of the project time left. Let's get this updated in the Kraken section. Love it when they just name the ship. That makes it so easy. Finally, the team began working on integrating some of the bridge station and man turret concept work that was highlighted in this month's... Oh, this is still for the Kraken. Okay, we'll continue. We'll keep that in there as well. And that's that. There are our ship updates. Actually, a lot of ships that are named that did not get updated here. And only 2 named ships. Well, I guess, and the this guy. And these 2. So we got these updated. Now we need to go back through and touch on the ships that have already been released. So the MISC B has been released. We'll move into the released section. Last update on it, I don't know. It's like the 10th or 17th or something like that, around here. And that one is all done. The Grey Cat UTV released around the same time. The Aurora Mark II marked as released April 1st. Aegis Hammerhead. We're going to go ahead and put this one as released. This is the gold standard rework. And I'm going to say most recent update on that is from this monthly report. What else we got? We got the Moth released. Everything is released down here. Drake Clipper. Why is that not marked as released? Kruger Stingray I've got marked down here as still being in the concept phase. I'm not seeing... I guess we could say the Odin. Odin, who's making that? Anvil. Put that one as a low. I have no idea. It's in concept stage as far as I'm concerned. We'll get an update on it next week. This is really just here for now as a placeholder. The list of unreleased ships is getting thinner. Most of the ships that we're now getting are just unannounced ships that get brought into the game immediately. We're getting less and less of these kinds of, oh, here's a ship, you know about it, just wait for it to come out. So as we keep going, tracking these lists is going to become just less and less necessary. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you consider the Ironclad a separate ship as well as the command module, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ships coming out in the next, what, 2 weeks? Maybe 3 weeks? By the end of this month? And then after that, you got 2 Gatac ships coming out? What the hell, CIG? Either way, there's your ship update. I hope you got it. I hope you learned something here. Please join us next month if you want to keep getting the news. Ooh. See you in the next one.